Yeah. Uh,
Oh, she wants to record it.
yeah. My grandfather was a follower of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and he was posted to work in Defense Department in Ahmednagar. And at that time, even though Baba was there, uh, for for those who don't follow Baba, Ahmednagar was a God-forsaken place. You don't want to go there because there's nothing there. But it so happens circumstances force him to go to Ahmednagar. And that's where Chagan Master, one of earlier Baba Mandali, he meets uh, uh, my grandfather, and he works on him, saying that why don't you see Meher Baba? And my grandfather was adamant. He says, no, I have Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and I don't want anybody else. But it goes on for a while. After some time, he relents and he says, okay, let me go and see him now that you're really after me. So he goes and meets, Baba, and Baba, as usual, asks everybody who you are, what's your name, where do you come from, and all that stuff. And then when he asked my grandfather, he says, I'm so-and-so, I'm from Hyderabad, I'm posted here and I'm working in Defense Department and so on. And he says all that. And then Baba says, I have my eyes on you. I know you've been resisting to come to Ahmednagar. And then Baba asks him, who do you follow? And my grandfather says, I follow Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Then Baba says, you're doing the right thing, continue doing what you're doing. And I guess that's the beginning of getting into Baba's fold. And after that, and he happened to see Baba several times. But there's one interesting story. There is this ad in the paper. Actually, I missed a part of it in the sense that before he actually meets Baba, what happens is there is an ad in the paper asking for people who can volunteer in one of Baba's sahawasas. And that one is basically where a lot of people from Andhra are coming, and they don't know the language of, they don't know Hindi. So they wanted somebody who can actually volunteer and can speak both the languages, Telugu and Hindi. And my grandfather, being a service-oriented person, he says, well, I may not follow Meher Baba, it doesn't matter, but I can always volunteer and help out. So he goes, and that's where he sees a lot of his earlier childhood friends from school and college and so on and so forth. And they say, well, I mean, you're here and you don't know Meher Baba? And and well, he says, I don't need anybody. I have Ramakrishna and that's fine with me. But that's in that meeting, it so happens my grandfather has his daughter with him who's 7 years old, who is my aunt, obviously. And so after Baba is then giving volunteers darshan after the meeting is over, Sahwas is over. And in that meeting, Baba says, he looks at, when my grandfather takes Baba's darshan and he has his 7-year-old in his arms. So Baba says, she's my child. So then my grandfather says, well, we're all God's children. So, and he took that word and interpreted that way. And time passes on. And now my grandfather is already in Baba's fold in 60s and all that stuff. And he met him several times after. And when my aunt was 19 years old, she develops a serious, what do you call it, typhoid, one of those fevers that you get. And during those days, treatment was not that forthcoming in the city where we lived. My grandfather, meanwhile, moves from Ahmednagar back to Hyderabad. And she's now, at this age, she develops this problem and she gets admitted into hospital. And it so happens that there's a lack of oxygen in the oxygen cylinders. You know, you put that thing on your mouth, on your nose and all that stuff. And she needed that. The only oxygen cylinder they have, it breaks. And now, because of that not being there, she passes away at the age of 19. But before she passes away, Baba instructs, a day before she actually died, Baba instructs Erich, saying that you will get such and such a telegram from Hyderabad saying that such and such a thing happened. When this comes, send this telegram out. And that telegram says, Jayalakshmi is blessed. That's her name. Jayalakshmi is blessed. Don't worry, be happy. And that's a message. He gives it to Eroch saying that whenever you get this telegram from Hyderabad, send this back to them. And after she passes away, obviously my grandfather sends a telegram to Baba, and Erich promptly sends the telegram back to Hyderabad Center. And this we obviously have learned much later, because we didn't know that Baba has dictated the telegram a day before she actually passed away. Because he was going into seclusion. That's the reason why he actually dictated to Erich. And the mail comes to Hyderabad Center, and then that's something special that happened in the family. And later, recently, about 2 years ago, I think, a year ago, we found her name inscribed on the memorial tower. And that's another special thing we noticed. And that's how it happened. And as far as I'm concerned, I just slid into Baba's family. I mean, it was so natural. And I never paid attention to it. But my personal coming to Baba was when I lost my job in India. You don't lose jobs in India in 1980s. I mean, you have a job, you have it for your life. But then I just got married, and 3 months after, was it 3 months, Shalja? Yeah, 3 months after, I lose my job. And that's because I goofed up. I cheated the company. I went to, they sent me on training to Bombay. And while going there, they give you some perks. You can go in first class and so on and so forth in the train. But then we cheated by going in the second class and pocketed the difference in the money. And this was found out, and a bunch of us did that, but then Baba picked only 3 of us. And we were asked to get out of the company. And that's a big shock. In India, you don't lose jobs, particularly a government job. I mean, you have it, you just, you have it for life. But then Baba just made this happen. And that's when actually I was a little deep into thinking about Baba and what is life, and all those questions came up. And once I went to a cave in Hyderabad called Manonash Cave. I don't know if you guys heard about it. Baba did about a couple of months of work in Manonash Cave in seclusion. And then that's where he actually tried to unite all religions. And if you know about it, I mean, he had all these symbols of various religions, and he did work with them. And when I went into that cave, I suddenly felt very strongly, Baba's presence, and I was obviously weeping and all that stuff. But that's how it started off for me. But from childhood, we were singing, Thank Baba is in Guru Prasad and Ahmednagar. And back in Hyderabad, my grandfather started a center. And as kids, we would just go and listen to all these beautiful songs of Madhusudan and all, sung by various people. And the moment somebody picks a book like Discourses, we'll just walk away and play outside and come back, and we know when the prasad will be given. So we'll come back for all those nice prasad at the end. So that's how it happened. And yeah, I feel I didn't personally see Baba myself, because we were a family of 5 kids, and we were really, really lower middle class, and money was hard to come by. But my younger brother, when he was 9 months old. My mom took him along with her to 1962 East-West Gathering.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and then
Wow.
everybody in my family really has. So uh, one of my elder brothers has seen Baba. He went twice. My younger brother went twice, and my mom went twice. My grandfather has seen him several times, and all my uncles have seen him. But the story about my younger brother, he is my little guru at home. He's such a devoted guy, beautiful guy. So he was 9 months old. So my mom takes him. So she takes Baba's darshan, right? And he puts a kid by the side, Baba's feet, not realizing that he also has to touch Baba's feet in some way or other. But she doesn't realize that. She touches his feet, Baba, she takes Baba's darshan and then carries the kid along. And that's when Erich claps and says, Bahanji, Baba Bulara hai, means sister, Baba is calling you. And then Baba says, give the kid to me. So Baba takes the kid, gives him a kiss, and then gives him back to my mom. So true to that, my younger brother is my little guru at home. He's so unbelievably devoted. And
Wow.
yeah, I mean, all this Hyderabad online sahwas, if you see anything happening on the YouTube and video, and he's the one doing all that nice stuff. So,
Oh.
yeah.
So, Prakash, thank you. Thank you. So what happened when you went to the cave to you after that? Did you have an
Well,
experience in the cave?
yeah, I mean, well, experience in the sense, I mean, I suddenly started to, I guess it's the circumstances and the helplessness that drove me to think more deeply about life, I guess. Once I went in and suddenly I started to, suddenly choke and started to weep. I mean, that's exactly what happened. And suddenly if I think about it now, I used to listen to all these movie songs. In India, we are big fans of movies and all this film music. And I realize now that I used to really listen to these songs and then suddenly interpret them in terms of, uh, they can be dedicated to Baba, all these songs. I mean, even though they're made in films and people dance and all that stuff, but all those things, I somehow used to relate it to Baba as well. So, I mean, there was some sense of love, I guess, he sort of planted in my this thing.
You
So
kind of
from today,
cracked open your heart.
yeah, I mean that's how it does, right? You need a kick in the back. I mean, and
Yeah.
and then that's when
So
it
it was
comes.
a gift that you left
Oh,
the
oh,
company and
definitely,
you
and
felt so
definitely,
awful, and then you went in the cave and Baba cracked your heart open for him.
right. And 1 year I didn't have a job.
Wow.
Wife is there. I mean, we just got married. I mean, you can imagine.
Oh,
But
gosh.
somehow, I'm that type. I don't really worry about things. And fortunately, my family is so beautiful back home. They never made me feel that I have lost something. And
Oh,
money was, even though within whatever we had, they would always make sure that we are happy and all that stuff.
oh,
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm blessed in that
yeah.
sense. Beautiful family. I mean, I think I really love them. I mean, all of them. Yeah.
And so how did you get in the States?
Well, I mean, once I lost the job, I took about 9 months for me to get a job. My father-in-law pitched in, and he said, "Well, I mean, if I don't provide something for him, my daughter, my daughter will have some trouble." And he got me a job in Delhi. I worked there for 3 years, and then it so happened that they posted me. They sent me on a assignment to England. I worked for 1 year there, and that company had a branch in US. And you know how things work after that. I mean, you just go once you gather some experience, and then that's how I ended up here. And I've been here a long time, actually. I mean, it's been almost 27, 28 years so far. Yeah.
Oh, in New
Yeah.
Jersey?
Yeah, all the time in New Jersey. Yeah, never
Oh,
moved.
what is your work?
I'm originally a chemical engineer.
A
I
technical
worked in,
engineer.
ABB, Austria Brown Boveri, that company I worked for. We used to
Oh,
do simulation. And after that, I branched out to typing, software. And
Oh, good
yeah,
job.
I got into databases and stuff like that. Now I have retired since 1.5 years. I'm not working, and that's what happened.
Thank you. What a beautiful story. Gosh, thank you for sharing that, Prakash.
Yeah, I've been listening. It's beautiful. It's nice to hear it all in one place.
Yeah, but I'm fortunate. All my uncles are unbelievable people. I mean, my uncle, one of my uncles, who I really like quite a bit. He, for last 35 years, he wakes up every day at 3 o'clock and does prayer without missing even a single day. Every day in the morning, he cleans up the center in every way. And I mean, he starts his work at about 3:30, and then cleans up for 1 hour, and then he does half an hour of Baba's prayer every day in the morning. And they do prayers 5 times every day. I mean, it might sound ritualistic, but that's what he likes to do. So, I mean, like Eric says, anything you do from your heart is not ritualistic, and that's what he does. I mean, I'm blessed to be among these people. So, in that sense, and blessed to be with everybody here. So, that's what I feel.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, wow.
And now Sailaja's story.
Teleja,
I don't have any story, Angela. I'm just Prakash's wife, and I love Baba.
well, she didn't know Baba before she got into our family.
Oh,
And obviously she had some connection, right? And that's how.
But one beautiful thing I can always share, and I always share this with everybody who asks me, is about my parents. We're Hindus. We're born in the Hindu religion, and we follow. You know how in the Hindu religion it's all idol worship. We worship several different gods: Rama, Krishna,
I think that's what
Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi. Every there's so many different goddesses and gods, and going to the temple, it's more like more rituals, but after getting married, my parents they embraced Meher Baba so beautifully. I hear so many stories where there's so much opposition and so much bickering about kids want to go to Baba, but parents are like, why are you doing this? Who is this Meher Baba? What does he do? And all that kind of stuff. But here my parents just embraced Baba so beautifully, and when they both passed away, they had Baba's name on their lips.
Yeah. Your mom.
My mom, when she passed away in the hospital, her body was brought back to the Koti Center, where all my in-laws, our family, they came and prayed for her, and
they did repentance and massive prayer.
She's very blessed that way. And my mom is a singer, a musician. She used to compose songs and put them to tune. So she would write beautiful songs for Baba and
oh
sing
my
them
gosh.
in the Telugu language, and very beautiful songs.
So you brought your parents in a way to Baba through your marriage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
And
beautiful.
and how in India I had an arranged marriage, in the sense, like my husband Prakash is related to me very distantly, in the sense he's my aunt's cousin brother. My aunt means my maternal uncle. My maternal uncle's wife, and so Prakash is her cousin brother. So it's like a very distant relation, not blood relation, but it's a very distant relationship. So we knew the family, and my mother-in-law happened to see me at one of the weddings in India, and then she approached my parents and said, I would like to uh, have your daughter for my son. And then they came over, and then we had a 10-month courtship period, like a dating, whatever, what do you call, pre-marriage,
Yeah,
uh,
dating. Yeah.
trying to know each other. And
Very unusual in India.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's different, but during those times it was something a little novel.
And my parents came to the US, and my mom visited Myrtle Beach 3 times.
Oh
So
my,
yeah,
beautiful.
she came to Baba Center 3
Oh.
times, and every time when we were about to leave and get back, she would start crying and weeping and
Oh.
say, Baba, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to be here. It's your blessings and your grace that I have come to the center. Baba, make it happen again. That's what she would pray.
Gosh.
It
You don't
was
happen
very-
to have her photo there, do you?
My mom, yeah, I have a lot of her.
But not on this laptop.
Not in that room. Gosh, what a beautiful story.
My
Thank
parents
you.
are very blessed that way. That's what I feel, that they had a deep connection with Baba in their previous
Without
lives.
connection.
Oh, they sure did. And in this life too, though.
Well, I guess now that you started this, Marta, I mean, this is a great idea. I mean, maybe whenever Jeff is not there, we all can share our own stories. I don't know about your story, and so I mean, about everybody
What?
here.
I can't see you. There you go. I can see you now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I just have been seeing you and hearing you, and you're such a beautiful couple. And of course, I'm new to the group, so I thought, well, I wonder how you got here in the States and all that,
Yeah. So
yeah,
I
so
mean,
I love to hear people's stories, how they came to Baba and how it all come about.
No, it's the same with me. I mean, so maybe when we get an opportunity, and next time maybe you can tell your story, and so all Janki can share hers, Marge and Dinku and everybody else here. Yeah.
We started doing that at our Santa Barbara Baba meetings now.
Oh, you do?
We
Okay.
started to ask, well, because everybody has a story by the time you get to our age, it's like, okay. And it's
Yeah.
always so fascinating how Baba creates
Draws people.
circumstances and draws you in. And oh my God, it's so incredible. Yeah.
And I mean, for me, my younger brother is really, I personally think, even though I didn't meet Baba, this kid, when he saw Baba in 62, was 9 months old. And for all I know, Baba does a lot of work with little ones. And he probably has sent his, the divine touch through that younger brother of mine when he was, obviously when he comes back, we're all in touch with him. And I think
That's right. Yeah.
in that sense. But my mom is just unbelievably with all the time. I mean, actually, when I go back home, I'm planning to, whenever I go to India, Hyderabad, there's nothing but Baba out there. I mean, there's nothing. I mean,
Everybody talks about Baba and it's all about
it's
Baba.
just living Baba in the house. I mean, all the time. There is some
Really?
Baba going on. There is some work of Baba that needs to happen. And then there's nothing else that goes on. I mean, and I feel so good about it. I mean, so you don't have to specially think about him. You're involved in doing something.
Oh. Well, wasn't the Hyderabad group? I've always been hearing about the Hyderabad group in India. It must have been a really powerful group that really loved Baba.
I tell you, I mean, a lot of young kids, I mean, so motivated and so driven, and they do so much work. I mean, it's just, when you go there, you'll see, when I see youngsters doing all the things for Baba, and I feel very pleased. And there's so many youngsters out there who day and night, I mean, they just keep doing Baba's work.
Well, that's really good. That's really good.
A lot of translation because, I mean, all the books are in English and all that stuff. A lot of translation needs to happen. And in India, there are a lot of Baba centers all over the place. particularly in Andhra, they were just everywhere. I mean, every house is center, and everybody. And so they do a whole lot of work. I mean, translations, and Trust gets a lot of help from the people in Andhra. These people just go, and then I mean, when they have the archives, there is so much work to do, and so they help out. And they do a lot of nice stuff. Yeah.
Do you have a Baba group there where you live here in the States?
New Jersey, I mean, we have Noshirwan very close. I mean,
Oh, Narshawan's there. Oh.
yeah, I go to Noshirwan's beloved archives and do some little work that he has.
Oh, beautiful. Oh,
I mean-
that's beautiful. Oh, there she is.
That's my mom when she was very young.
Beautiful. God, you look just like her.
My mother, and this is my dad, my father.
Oh, how handsome. What a handsome couple. Oh my God, he's really handsome. Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. Oh, how sweet.
So we will listen to your story. I mean, if you have time now, you can tell us, or you can probably pick it
Oh,
up.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Not right now.
Maybe
Maybe some other time. Yeah.
Where do you live, Marta?
I live in Santa Barbara, which is in California. It's about 40 minutes from Mayher Mount. You know
Okay.
Mayher Mount in Ojai where Baba went? Have you heard of Mayher
Yeah,
Mount?
we visited that center in, about 8 years ago. Yeah,
Oh,
we came there.
Mountain?
did
No,
you just come as visitors? You just came to visit?
Yes,
Oh,
just
my God.
a couple of hours. My husband's brother came to
Ah,
visit
right,
the U.S. and his son, who lives in Chicago, he planned the entire trip, and we came to visit California. We actually toured the middle part of California. We visited so many places. We
Oh.
drove by Big Sur, the Pacific Ocean, and yeah, we came to Santa, the Mystery Point, I don't know what town that is, and the Pfeiffer Beach and all that. But one of the places was Ojai, Meher Mount, and we
Do
forget
you
the name.
remember? Do you remember? Was Buzz and Ginger the caretakers? Do you happen to remember?
I think so, but no.
8 years ago, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, these people are from England, aren't they? I mean, when
Oh,
we
that
went
was
there-
Leslie. That was Leslie and Samantha.
Yes,
Yes, that
I
was
think
Leslie and
they were the
Samantha.
people.
Yes.
They were from
They
England.
were there when we visited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and they've been trying to leave Ojai to move to Myrtle Beach, and they were going to move right when the virus hit. So they're still in Ojai, but they're not caretakers anymore. They have their own home there, but they're on their way to Myrtle Beach, but they haven't made it because.
And I distinctly remember him sharing a picture that he took of the, out in the fire that gutted the whole place, and then they had only that the fireplace remain where where they light the fire there in the flames, and he showed the picture of Baba there. I mean, one of the pictures that he took.
You know that Mayher Mount got burned again 2 years ago.
Yeah, I heard that.
We
I heard
about
that. Yeah. But
So it's
this
great
was-
that you got to see the tree when it was so beautifully and big
Yeah.
and huge and everything. Yeah,
And
before it
that's a
burned
nice
down.
tree they have.
The tree, the tree.
Oh God, that
Yeah.
tree is mystical.
We
Yeah.
sat under the tree and we did Baba's prayers at
It's
that
like
time.
cave, right? It's like cave.
Yeah,
You can walk in.
huge.
So beautiful it is.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah, it's coming back, but it took a great fall.
Yeah.
But it's all coming back. Baba's letting it come back, and they did a lot of work to save it, try to
Yeah,
save
lot-
it. And
Yeah, a lot of volunteers out there.